Morning guys, Andy Adding here again, here to talk about session 9 of the QBBA. We're into the second half, so we're really motoring along, which is good. Session 9 includes warm-up routine D. Alright, so that was the one with the ball routine at the start and the mobility exercises in the middle. I have taken some footage of those and I'll try and get them up ASAP. I can't guarantee it'll happen this morning, but the guys on the Gold Coast know that session, which is happening tonight, and the guys in Brisbane will be doing this session on Saturday. So I'll try and get you those videos before then. The throwing program is pretty straightforward. Again, the juniors are doing a count throwing program with 5 successful throws. We really need to stress at this point that they hit a target and they execute 5 consecutive throws where they hit a target before they progress back. Again, if you have taped balls at this stage, you can use the taped balls for that, just to reinforce good rotation on the ball. The seniors are doing their Jaeger throwing program. Comment came up during the week that some of them still don't necessarily completely understand the process, so don't just assume that they've gone away and looked at those Jaeger throwing program resources. Make sure they understand about trying to, over time, gradually progress back to their maximum distance. So give them that little bit of challenge. If their arm doesn't feel good, obviously they cut it short, but if and when they do feel good on a day, encourage them to try and progress back towards their maximum distance and stay out playing long toss for a longer period of time. Obviously, if and when they feel any sort of discomfort or something, obviously then they can come in and go back to short. But we need to try and encourage them to sort of develop some arm speed and stretch out and play a little long toss. Once we get to the team defense, we've got, on the session plan it says we've got 27 outs, but I've also noticed that with some of the young kids, we may not have even covered double cuts yet. So before you get to 27 outs, you may want to just very quickly run through the process for double cuts. If you've got some older kids there, you can maybe have them explain it. You might want to take them up to sort of home plate and draw it in the dirt, draw a little diagram so that everybody knows where they're supposed to go. Make sure that the newbies know where they're going. So if you do go straight out into 27 outs, and I'll give the regional coordinators the option to decide whether they want to do this dependent on their group. If you've got largely a group of older guys who would have been through that stuff before, I'm happy for you guys to go straight into 27 outs. If not, you might want to actually run through double cuts first. So nobody on, short double, possible triple down the left field line, left centre, right field line. Where does everybody go? Where are you lining up? All that sort of stuff, and run through it step by step. If they get that relatively quickly, obviously then you go to runner on first base, lining up to home. Same thing, left field line, left centre, right field line. If you've got an older group, like I said, with not many of those young kids who wouldn't necessarily know, or the young kids that you have are pretty quick learners and you're confident that they will keep up, then you can dive straight into 27 outs. Just make sure you've got a couple of older guys in the middle infield or somewhere thereabouts that can help take some of these young kids under their wing and help guide them when those situations come up and direct them in the right position. So that's up to you guys. And then 27 outs, obviously trying to get through 9 innings worth of baseball without making any obvious mistakes. I don't expect that we would get through it straight away, but give them that challenge. Once we've done that, we've then got a simulated game. So at this stage, ideally it would be thrown by a coach, so BP. If you don't have the arms for it, I'm actually okay if you go back to T-ball and have them do that. When you're hitting off the tee, they obviously put a lot of balls in play, so there's lots of repetition and opportunity for the field. Given that we practiced a lot of tee drill at the start of this program, it gives them an opportunity to show some control with the bat and see if they've learned anything from that tee drill. So as a coach, you can actually direct them where you want them to hit the ball. So give them a round of free swings and then give them an opportunity to try and demonstrate that they can execute where they want to hit the ball off the tee. In terms of your numbers, depending on your numbers, if you've got a big group, you can probably just go with 2 teams and just flip-flop as per a normal game situation. Have a hitting lineup and have them hit as per that on, and make sure they run on and off the field. If you don't have enough, so if you've got less than 18 players at your session, then you might want to break them up. So let's say you've got 15, 16 guys, you might break up into 3 groups of 5. You have 2 groups hit and, 2 groups field and 1 group hit. And then you just rotate through, team 1, 2, and 3. While you've got 2 teams out in the field, you have 1 team hit, and then just rotate your way through. So that should be good. Just make sure once we're into game simulated stuff that you make sure the guys hustle on and off the field. We want to really work to limit the amount of time in the changeovers. That's important because we're obviously very limited for time, and this can take a little bit. So we need to make sure that the guys are hustling. Conditioning is pretty straightforward. We're doing the ABF 7 stream stuff. And then you'll notice on the session plan as well, there's a comment on homework. Make sure that they are aware that the intention is they should be going away and doing some additional work on their own. So we've suggested try and get them to do some T-drill, some more throwing, and some sort of positional specific drill. So it could be 50 ground balls, 50 fly balls, some catching drills, whatever it is, but just make sure that they're doing some stuff on their own at home. It might be a matter of trying to find, a concrete wall or somebody that they can do those things with. But if you've got a concrete wall, you can throw the ball up against the wall and do ground balls, that sort of stuff on your own. We're trying to generate some habits within these guys that will be enduring after this program is finished. So have a bash at that, see how you go. If you've got any questions, give me a buzz. Thanks very much.